Good evening, Niner fans. How are we feeling Wednesday, the first official day of free agency or the league new year? Monday's the legal tampering, but today's like the day when things become official, trades, all that good stuff go through. Today was quite a wild day, to say the least, for the 49ers. How's everybody doing today? How are we doing tonight? We got some stuff to talk about. I want to take this next 30, 40 minutes or so to recap what happened with the 49ers today, because it was quite a busy day. It was quite a busy day. I mean, it was an interesting day, to say the least. So, yeah, Raymond says it's up against them Cowboys, to say the least. To say the least. I think the rivalry between the Cowboys and the Niners just got even bigger. Like, yeah, it is up. So, as we know this morning, let's get right to business. So, the big news of the day was, okay, early in the morning, like 3 a.m., Schefter drops the bomb. Eric Kendricks is signing with the 49ers, veteran linebacker, has been in the league for 8-9 years. Really solid player, right? And we were hyped. We were like, okay, we got a linebacker. He can really help the younger guys, mentor. He can kind of help ease the pressure off of Dre Greenlaw. We were all excited. I mean, it was a good signing, good veteran move. Couple hours later, maybe 12, 13 hours later, Adam Schefter reports that he changed his mind after agreeing to signing a one-year deal with the 49ers. He changed his mind and he goes to the Dallas Cowboys on a one-year deal. And it's not the fact that it's Eric Kendricks. He's not like the greatest player in the world. He was good a couple years back when he was with Minnesota, like really good, all-pro type player. But it's the fact that he goes to the Cowboys, and I think it really pissed off a lot of fans because it's a Niners-Cowboys rivalry, and that rivalry is like a blood feud. It's a huge rivalry, between the two franchises. So the fact that he left the Niners and went to the Cowboys is like, that's crazy. So if you really look into what happened, you got to understand why he left. Like, it sucks. Like, it does suck that we had this guy signed, and now 49ers are back to the drawing board, and they have to get another veteran linebacker. Like, they have good young linebackers, D. Winters and Jalen Graham. Like, they're really good. They're going to be stepping up this year. But you got to remember, they lost Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. They lost Oren Burks. Well, they didn't lose him yet. They haven't officially signed back. I don't know if the Niners are going to bring him back because they're the young linebackers. So those young linebackers could play special teams or whatever. So you replace DFF and Burks with Winters and Jalen Graham. Okay, you still need some veteran in there to help out with Dre Greenlaw, coming off of the Achilles tear that he suffered in the Super Bowl. You don't want to rush him back. He could come back at the beginning of the season, but you don't want to rush him back. So you get the veteran. And, we thought it was Kendrick. So according to Adam Schefter, the Cowboys defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, who coached Kendricks with the Minnesota Vikings from 2015 to 2021. That was his first coach in the league. He's the guy that made him a Pro Bowler, et cetera, et cetera. He wanted the former Pro Bowl selection to help him run his defense. And Kendricks also preferred to play in Dallas, according to Schefter. So, bottom line, I think Zimmer reached out to him after he made up his decision to come to the Niners, and he changed his mind. He said, okay, I'll go to the Vikings. They got Mike Zimmer. That's my guy. And I think also the 49ers weren't going to give him as big of a role as the Vikings. I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys were going to give him a bigger role. And, they have kind of a mid linebacking crew compared to the Niners. And he's going to be linebacker one in their linebacker crew. With the Niners, he's not going to be linebacker one. He'll be second, third string. I think he wanted to maximize his snaps and play more snaps. Simple as that. But fact of the matter is he left the 49ers to go to the Cowboys. It's a sucker move. He hoodwinked us, bamboozled us. There's a lot of people that says he wants to go to Cabo earlier. The jokes are amazing tonight. The memes, the jokes. Someone said that, he wants to not play OT. He doesn't want to play extra games this season. He doesn't want to clock in for extra work because they're probably going to be a first-round exit. The memes are funny. Niner fans are never going to let him live this down. This is a receipt we're keeping. And I'm telling you, when the 49ers play the Cowboys this year, the Niner fans are not going to forget this. We're going to let this man remember this day. This is going to go down. And if the 49ers beat the Cowboys, and if George Kittle has a big game, or if CMC runs all over him, The Niner fans are going to remember this, and they're going to make sure Kendricks remembers this. So good luck, Kendricks. Good luck, my guy. Good luck, the Niner fans. We're waiting. We're waiting for Dallas versus San Francisco. My man Throwback says Kendricks is going to regret it. I think so. This is a blood feud, and he just added another layer into the feud. So, it is what it is, though. 49ers can still get another linebacker. There's plenty of them out there. Isaiah Simmons, Devin White. There are players. There's linebackers. Again, they need a veteran because of the youngsters. You want a guy that can mentor, and you know, these are some of the linebackers out there. Devin White, Jerome Baker, Isaiah Simmons, Devin Bush, Cody Barton, Quan Alexander, Oren Burks, 49ers, Eric Wilson, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. So, I mean, DFF and Oren Burks are from the Niners. I don't think you bring him back. Quan, I loved him when he was on the team, but he's a little older. He's had a lot of injuries. Devin Bush, Cody Barton, they're not great. They're okay, but it's depth. I think the top two definitely would be Isaiah Simmons and Devin White. I mean, Isaiah Simmons, you don't want him to start, but he'd be a solid linebacker 3. I think Devin White, good player, but he's a little older. That's your list. So, Devin White, I think, wouldn't be horrible. And Isaiah Simmons. I like Isaiah Simmons as a linebacker 3, but we'll see how it goes. Throwback says, I bet Kyle and Lynch are pissed. I'd be pissed, man. Like, come on, dude. You had this guy signed up, and then he goes and changes his mind. I cannot wait for the next John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan press conference so we can hear what they have to say, because this is definitely unfortunate. I know someone's going to ask the question, what do you guys think what happened with Kendricks? What happened? What was your initial thoughts? Like, I want to know what's going through their mind. That's a good question. It's a good comment. Throwback. I want to know what Kyle and John Lynch are thinking. I mean, we're pissed. Can you imagine? You set this guy, you're all signed, you go, you know, you're calling, you're on the phones, you're working with the agents, you're getting the contract set, and then he calls you the next day or within the same day of signing. Oh, I guess I changed my mind. Whenever someone changes their mind or brings something back, returns, like if you ever worked in any, you know, retail job or any job, sales job, and you get the sale and they want to come back and bring it back, it's annoying. It's annoying. So, yeah, it's frustrating. I'm sure John and Kyle are pissed. It's because he wasted their time. Yeah, Raymond says he wasted Lynch's time. He could have used the time for another player. And that's the point. That's the thing. Again, I'm not worried that, Eric Kendricks, he's not like a needle mover. It's like, oh, my God. Like, he was good. Like, I would say, I was excited this morning. I feel like he would have really helped this team. I think it would have been a smart move to kind of help mentor the team. I'm not going to take back the comments I said because he would have been a solid signing for this team. I still stand by that. It's the fact of the matter that you wasted the Niners' time. You wasted the time of John Lynch and everybody else in this front office. You know, your agent, you know, the 49ers front office. You wasted time, man. If you were kind of pulling at your heartstrings and Mike Zimmer was in your ear and you wanted to go and play for him, you should have just did that. You shouldn't have said, you know what, I agree. You should have said, give me some time. Let me wait. Don't go out there and let this news drop. Because now this is like the most dramatic news of the day. And of course, it deals with the 49ers. Niners always have these little dramatic stories. Like, come on, dude. It's just a waste of time and resources. And that's what it was. So Ian says Zimmer must have talked him into it. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the reports from, Schefter said he had a change of heart. So I'm sure Mike Zimmer called him, texted him, sent him a DoorDash, sent him a gift, sent him a voicemail, and he was pressing him. And he said, look, man, come back. Come play with the Cowboys. Come on, man. And that's what he did. He won him over. He had a former coach. He knows him. He knows his buttons. He knows what buttons to press. He knows what can tug on his heartstrings. And Mike Zimmer has a special place in the guy's heart, I guess. So I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But it is just frustrating that he wasted the Niners' time. So, yeah, my man Flood said he used the Niners as leverage to bring his price up with Dallas. Absolutely. I'm sure he got paid more, and he's going to get more playing time, probably more incentive-based. Like if there's incentives in his contract to play more time, I'm pretty sure you're right that he's going to get more bang for his buck with the Cowboys. So absolutely, he used the Niners as leverage. He used the Niners and he wasted their time. And that's the main issue. Niner Guy for Life says Kendricks is old. We don't need her. Get Devin White. He's only 26. And absolutely, like, you're right. I know he's not like an elite linebacker, but again, he would have been solid depth. It's not the fact that his talent or the elite player he once was. It's not all that. It's just the fact of the matter. It's the principle of wasting someone's time and efforts and resources. And like you said, like Flood said, he used the Niners as leverage. Like, that's what it is. It's not even the player and what he would have done for this team. Again, I do think he would have helped this team. It's more of wasted someone's time. And I know there's players out there that the Niners can still get. It's just a waste of fucking time, and that's what it is. It's just irritating. So at the end of the day, Kendricks, Niners, we will not forget. We will not forget the memories that you left us. Just wait till the Niners play the Cowboys. When is that game, by the way? When is that game? Niners, Cowboys. Oh, they don't have the schedule didn't drop. We know we're playing. That's right. The schedule officially isn't. But when we get the news of when that date is, when the date is set, when we find out the date, Niners, Cowboys, I'm circling it. I'm going, and I'm going to cheer. I'm going to scream at Eric Kendricks all day. So I love it. I can't wait. He did the same thing when he was in Minnesota when he changed on the Jets. Man, they come to Levi's. That's throwback. Yeah, he's gonna be in hostile territory. I can't wait. So yeah, that was the kind of the big news of the day. It kind of took away from the actual big story of the day. The actual big story of the day is it's the end of the Eric Armstead era. He officially was released by the 49ers. They designated him a post June 1st cut. Let's talk about this. Armstead, we knew he was going to get released. We've been hearing the news. It was just a matter of time. They had to wait today, and they designated a post June 1st cut, which means the 49ers will save $18 million in salary cap space this year. He will count $10.3 million in dead money and another $15.5 million in dead money next year in 2025 cap. So at the end of the day, the 49ers had to wait. They released him out of respect so he can go test the market. It is kind of sad, his beginning of his career, he had some injuries. End of his career, he had some injuries with the foot and the knee and everything. But when he played, he was a solid player. He came in, he was a playoff performer, great guy, Walter Payton type guy. I loved Armstead, fan favorite. He really gave it his all, but he did have a lot of injuries. I could understand where he's coming from. The Niners have asked him to restructure several times, but at the same time, he's getting banged up, and the Niners needed to cut some money, and they asked him for a pay cut, and he wanted to test the market and see what his fair market value is, and that's out of, I respect him for that. I respect the team for standing on business and keeping what's right for them business-wise, because it is a business. And I respect Armstead for standing on his business and saying, hey, look, I want to go see if I can make more money than you guys are offering me. The 49ers did some restructures and pay cuts and stuff like that with a couple other veterans, specifically restructures, and we'll talk about those today. Kyle Juszczyk and Warner. But they asked Armstead to take a pay cut. A substantial one is what's being reported, and he didn't want it. So I know a lot of people are saying, he's greedy, this and that. At the end of the day, man, it's his money, it's his prerogative, his career. Who knows how much time he's got left? He wants to maximize it. People want to get paid. I get it, and he has a family and all that good stuff, and his personal financial goals. We don't know what they are. So I respect Armstead. He's been a great player, a great person off the field. He's a team captain, team leader. Players are going to miss him. But hey, the 49ers grabbed two really solid defensive tackles to replace him and fill the gap. So, yeah, end of the era for Armstead. He was the longest tenured Niner going into the season. And now that he's gone, the longest tenured Niner is Kyle Juszczyk, followed by George Kittle. So, tough, for fans to swallow when they see players they really love go. But it is a business, and the free agency period, the offseason, reminds you that it is a business, and that's all it is. We love it. It's sports entertainment. Like, we love it. There's entertainment value. We love sports. We love football. We go out there. We buy the merch. We support our players, and we love our favorite players. but they don't always stay on the same team. And now with free agency, it really has changed the game of every sport. So have to get younger, and players don't last forever, says Red Eye. Absolutely. I think that's a great way of putting it. Players need to get younger, and you have to keep moving and keep drafting and keep developing and keep putting players that are durable and they're going to play. Because Armstead, as good as he was, he missed a lot of time. And if you're putting in all this money on a player that's going to miss time, you're not really getting the max benefit out of it. So you need young players that are hungry, that are going to play week in and week out. So end of the day, it's the end of the Armstead era. I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope he finds a team that will use him and he can stay healthy and, you know, he gets his money that he wants and he finishes his career, however many more years, and he finishes off on a, you know, a good note. Again, nothing but respect. There are teams that are interested in him, according to different reports. You know, there's a lot of teams. I think the Titans are one of them. I can't remember all the other ones, but I'm sure there's teams that are going to be looking for him. There's a lot of teams that have familiarity with him. Miami, you know, when Mike McDaniels knows him. Salah with the Jets. Houston, D'Amico Ryans. The Titans with Rand Carthon. Washington with Adam Peters. And there's other teams that would probably want him. So Armstead will definitely have a market. And again, I hope he lands on his feet somewhere and gets his money. But respect to him. Yeah. Meniscus surgery from aging and overuse. Plantar fasciitis is also from aging and overuse. And yeah, he's had 2 chronic conditions. Those chronic injuries, they don't just get better overnight. They can linger, and the plantar fasciitis can definitely get worse and worse. And again, that's where the 49ers are coming from on their side of things, saying, hey, look, we need to cut some money because you're getting older, you're getting injured. We can't afford to pay you all this money. And again, from Armstead's point of view, is I already restructured my contract for you before. So again, I see both sides of the argument, but you're absolutely right on that sense in the fact of his injuries are kind of, you know, overuse, wear and tear type injuries. And he's getting older. He's going to get more wear and tear. So, but at the end of the day, the 49ers, they moved on and they already got 2 really good defensive tackles to plug the gaps. Yesterday, they got Jordan Elliott from the Browns, really good run stuffer. He's really good, you know, solid interior lineman. And then today, this was the big one of the day, traded to the Texans a 7th round pick. They traded a 7th round pick for Malik Collins. They officially traded, according to Matt Barrows, pick number 232. That's the one they got from Denver. So pick 232. They send it to D'Amico Ryans and the Texans. Shout out to D'Amico for Malik Collins. Watching the tape, watching this guy's film, he is dirty. He's a brawler. He's very good inside as a pass rusher, very athletic. He's one of the top interior linemen pass rushers over the last couple of years. He's a good run defender. And if you really think about it, the 49ers' weakness in the playoffs was stopping the run. And they got 2 gappers, 2 gap stoppers. Jordan Elliott and Malik Collins. These 2 guys are big brawlers. They're just nasty in the trenches, dirty work guys. And they're very athletic. And they can plug the gaps. They can help with the run defense. They can get to the quarterback. I love what they did. They replaced Kinlaw and Armstead, who missed a lot of games, for 2 guys that played a lot of games. Durability. That's what the Niners were going for. They got 2 very, very, very durable players on the D-line. Knock on wood. I love what they did with those guys. And yeah, Flood, D'Amico did us a solid. Did us a solid. So he's another DJ Reader, just cheaper, says SD Young. Yeah, they got a guy that's talented as DJ Reader, as DJ Jones. Like, those guys they got are very talented, underrated players. You might not hear about them, but they're good. They were on really quality defenses. Again, Houston, really good defense last year with D'Amico. The Browns, really good defense these last couple of years. And they got 2 quality, you know, defensive linemen from those teams. And they're durable. Again, I can't stress that fact enough. As much as we liked Armstead, and there's a lot of people that were upset that Kinlaw left, those 2 guys missed a lot of games, Armstead and Kinlaw. Guess what? These 2 guys didn't miss a lot of games. So that is the key, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull up some stats here. Let me see what we got. I'll pull up some stats on these guys to tell you kind of. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but just like to reiterate the fact. So let's see. Let me see. So in terms of Eric Armstead versus Malik Collins, I think Coach Jack posted this. So this is a good comparison. Armstead, he played 38 games in the last 3 seasons. He had 11 sacks, 28 QB hits, 148 pressures. He had 101 tackles. He had 13 tackles for loss. It's pretty solid. He missed some time, not bad. Collins, he played 46 games. Obviously, he played a little bit more. He had 11 sacks, so they had the same amount. He had 35 quarterback hits. He had 116 pressures. He had 107 tackles, and he had 26 tackles for loss. So obviously, he played more. His stats are better. But, I mean, it's a pretty similar comparison. I'm sure Armstead would have had a little bit more stats if he played a little bit more. But overall, that is the key that, yeah, it's not that big of a drop-off, and the guy was more durable. That's the biggest takeaway from it. Like, yeah, Armstead probably a little bit better, but he didn't stay on the field all the time. And as we stated earlier, his injuries are chronic in nature, so they can kind of continue to grow. So, again, I like the Collins signing. It was very, very underrated. And let me pull up a couple other things here. Let me see. There was a couple other stats I had saved. Maybe I didn't save them. Where is it? Well, let's see. Malik Collins. Yeah. Maybe it was Bear. Let me see. Bear with me for a second. I'm trying to find out where the stat was. I didn't save them. Oh, here it is. Pull this up. Well, I pick one. We said pick 32, 32. Let's see. Let's see. Where is it at? Yeah, he's 6'2", 310 pounds. Malik Collins, just a big bruiser up the middle. And again, he was one of the top pass rushing interior linemen. Since 2022, Malik Collins had 85 quarterback pressures. 85 quarterback pressures. He had 18 quarterback hits and 8.5 sacks. So definitely a solid interior lineman on there. And then yesterday, Jordan Elliott. We talked about him a lot yesterday. There's another guy that's just very underrated, but he played 31 out of 34 games as a starter for the Browns. So those two really good, durable, trustworthy players in the line. So love to see that. Those are the two guys that you got to replace, Armstead and Kinlaw. And, again, end of an era for Armstead. So that was the big news. And with Armstead leaving, as we said, he is no longer the longest tenured 49er on this team. You know who is the longest tenured 49er now? That is none other than Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback extraordinaire. Kyle Juszczyk, he's still the highest paid fullback. He restructured his contract today, and he took a little bit of a restructure to free up some cap space. So earlier today, it was reported that Kyle Juszczyk reached an agreement on a restructured contract that will free up about $1.75 million against San Francisco's salary cap. And this was per Adam Schefter. We all heard this news earlier. Amazing news. I mean, he took a little bit less money for the team to kind of help with signing a few free agents here and there. And you know what? Team captain, he's a leader. He's back for another year. We all love Kyle Juszczyk. People were a little afraid the other day, thinking that they were going to cut him if he didn't take the pay cut. You know what? Kyle sticking around. You got to love it, man. This is a pure leader of this team. He's been on this team since the 49ers had Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch take over in their first year of free agency. They got him fullback. Not a lot of teams use a fullback. They got him from Baltimore a couple years back. in 2017, and he's been rocking with the Niners ever since. He's been a Pro Bowler every year, man. This guy's fantastic. I mean, what more can you say? I know a lot of people say he's overpaid, this and that. Some people say that maybe he's not utilized as much, and this and that. He does a lot for this team. He blocks. If he needs to be a weapon, he can. He's like an extra weapon, but he does so much for the run game, man. This guy, class act. I love the fact that we brought him back. Kyle Juszczyk, man, he's fantastic, and I'm so happy that he took the restructured contract to help the team. Him and Fred Warner, two class act, two leaders. You got to do sometimes what's best for the company and the team. And, it's not always great to take a restructure because that means less money in your pocket. But at the end of the day, the goal is to win a championship. And Kyle Juszczyk has been a flat out leader for this team. He's been a class act. And, you absolutely love a guy like that. So shout out to Kyle Juszczyk, man, the longest tenured 49ers, man, 49er on the team. My man Cosmo said, Juice does the little things that make a difference. Just like Jennings. Absolutely agree with that, Cosmo. He does so much, just little fine details, little minutia type things. Always blocking in the run game. When there's a big play in the open, you'll see him spring open a big block. When he needs the ball, if he needs to make a big play, he'll make it. Like that big play against Green Bay where he toe touch catch. Brock swings out to a side, toe touch grab. He's done many big clutch plays, man. I love Kyle Juszczyk, so underrated. Again, what more can you say than he's just a great class act? I think there's somebody in the comments that said he deserves to be a captain. Niners should make Juice a captain. Absolutely, I agree. He was a captain previously, and I think he should become a captain again. Gotta love the guy. He's funny. And I don't know if you guys saw this video I posted on my Twitter and Instagram, and someone just mentioned it in the comments. So Juice Wise fashion business is based on the Niners would suck to the other team. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. My man Throwback says him and his wife, she posted the funny thing on her IG. Juice restructured his contract. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw that. Let me pull this video. This is what Kyle Juszczyk's wife, Kristen Juszczyk, posted on her story after he got the money later. I didn't see this till later because, busy posting updates and this and that. And I see it and I was like, oh man, that is so funny. So this is her reaction video after Kyle Juszczyk restructured his contract. Check it out.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take.
That's so funny, man. You gotta love that. That had me fucking cracking, man. That's good stuff. That was so good. I'm not leaving. Wolf of Wall Street reference for those that don't know. It's a great movie, but that scene is classic, and she, the Kittle head on the video. I mean, that's just classic, man. You gotta love it. Oh man, I love it. That's just funny stuff. Movies from Wolf of Wall Street. So good stuff. That was hilarious. I gotta see that again. That was good stuff, man. Did you see that? Let's watch it again. That is so funny. That is good.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take.
I love it, man. That's good stuff. That was great content. Oh man, you gotta love it. So, yeah, no, it's great that Juice, did the restructure. Everybody's happy. The locker room is hyped up. I think someone mentioned, what did I miss here? Someone said, Flood said, "Are you concerned with the boys' club with Kittle and Juice and CMC? Is it bad for the locker room?" No, I think it's great. Those are the leaders of this team, and they're close. They're the Cabo boys, like they call them, right? They all go to Cabo with Kyle. I'm not worried about it. I'm not upset about it. I think it's great. This team is close. Those are your leaders. You want your leaders to be hyped up. and they absolutely all were happy today that Kyle Juszczyk restructured. So good for them. I think it's just, I think that's good for the team. They're like, dang, man, this guy took less money to stick around and, run it back with the team, and same with Fred Warner. His wife gives birth this week. He restructures his contract, helps the team save money. And those types of things earn a lot of respect in the locker room, man. That's what to me, that's what it means, is those guys earned a lot of respect. So, yeah. Steven said, did you see Debo post a story like this when Armstead got released? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was a little sad about it. I'm sure he felt some type of way. That's his buddy. They're teammates. They're boys. He reposted my breaking news post on his story, and he had the shake my head emoji. I mean, that's probably his initial reaction, was like, damn, man, we lost Armstead. We lost a good one. I'm sure they're boys. These players are brothers. These players are friends and family. So when a player leaves, they probably, feel a certain way. But it's unfortunate. But again, I think Debo just had his reaction. That was his initial thoughts, is like, oh man, we're losing Armstead. But I'm sure he's going to move on and he'll be okay. And then, yeah, Throwback says, the other news of the day, we almost forgot to mention this one, is Kevin Givens also was re-signed today. This kind of news kind of went so quick, because right after that news happened, the Eric Kendricks move, like literally 5 minutes after Kevin Givens got re-signed, boom, here comes Eric Kendricks backing out of the deal. So let me see exactly how fast in between, because Kevin Givens, I posted this at 4:38 p.m. 4:38 p.m. Kevin Givens is returning to the team on a one-year deal per Adam Schefter. And then 4:46 p.m. I posted the Eric Kendricks switched his mind. So 4:38 to 4:46. So that's how fast that happened, within minutes. But yeah, Kevin Givens, let's talk about that real quick. I love the signing. I think the Niners really like him. Underrated guy. He's not like this world beater. He's not an elite guy, but he's a talented player, understands the system, and the 49ers need depth. They needed to bring him back. He's a good guy that's played on this team for several years. Now you have Jordan Elliott, you got Malik Collins, you got Kevin Givens, and you got Kalia Davis, and you got Javon Hargrave. Those are your interior linemen. That's pretty damn good. So they really have a strong set of interior linemen that they can rotate. So, yeah, Kevin Givens coming back was nice. I think that was expected. They really like this guy. Chris Kucerk loves him on his D-line, and he's been a very good role player for the 49ers. So I like the depth that the D-line has right now. So, but that's pretty much it. Again, to recap, Eric Kendricks changed his mind. He went to the Cowboys. Kyle Juszczyk restructured his contract. And what else happened? Eric Armstead officially got released by the 49ers. The 49ers traded a 7th-round pick from Malik Collins, defensive tackle from the Texans, and Kevin Givens was re-signed to the San Francisco 49ers for one more season. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the recap. Another guy that left the team. So the Bears signed 49ers offensive lineman Matt Pryor to a one-year deal. He didn't play a lot for the team. He was a depth piece. The Bears signed him. So, I mean, that's not a huge loss. He was just a depth piece. And that's also what happened today. But I'm not going to lose sleep over the 49ers losing Matt Pryor to a one-year deal. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news. Is there any questions that you have? Have you had any thoughts about any other teams? Appreciate you, Flood. Thanks for the quick comments. Definitely quite a day. I woke up at 4 a.m. and saw the Kendricks news. I went back to bed, and I wish I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. because Kendricks put a knife in my heart. That's what he did. And a knife in my back. But it's been a great day. I want to say appreciate everybody for all the support on all the platforms. You guys have been really showing your love, showing your support. It's been, fun covering free agency, as we always do every year. It's fun times, try my best to cover everything for you guys. So I do appreciate all the support and everybody hopping in the live, hitting that like button, all that good stuff, and, supporting me every single day. So, Thanks for tuning in, faithful. Yup, make sure you hit that like button, says Throwback. Kendricks is 32. Bye-bye, says Red Eye. You know, Red Eye, man, he's become quite the guy in the chat. I remember when he first came. He used to talk trash to me. I remember he used to talk trash about me. But now I like Red Eye. He always gives some good, nice commentary in the chat. Everybody does. All you guys do, but Red Eye is the MVP lately of the chat. Any other final thoughts? Any questions? Anything that surprised you guys today? Man, what's his name? Kirk Cousins got a big ass contract, man. I still can talk trash to you. Yeah, you probably can. I'm glad that you don't. I get enough people talking trash with social media. I don't know if. Oh yeah, Brock Purdy's wife posted their highlight video of their wedding. Man, that's wholesome. I love Brock. Good for him. I'm happy that he's a happy man, happy young man. Rand Carthon and the Titans, they made some moves today. Adam Peters and the Commanders, they were making moves. All the former Niner coaches and front office team members making moves on their teams. It's cool to see. Kirk got his money. Kirk got a lot of money. Shout out to Kirk, man. Shout out to Kirk. And you know what? There was one move that didn't happen for the 49ers. So real quick, Rayshawn Jenkins, safety. He met with the Seattle Seahawks this week and the 49ers, and he chose the Seattle Seahawks. My guess, they offered him more money, more years, 2-year contract for Rayshawn Jenkins. The 49ers were linked to him. They did meet with him, and ultimately he chose the Seattle Seahawks. So guess what, Rayshawn Jenkins? It is on next season when the 49ers play the Seattle Seahawks, as it always is. This time, I hope Brandon Ayuk drops a hundy and a tutty on Rayshawn Jenkins. That's the news for today. You guys have a good rest of your night. Hopefully, I can get some rest tonight. I hope there's not any breaking news tonight, but if there is, you know who's going live. I love you guys. Have a great night. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go.